All right, sixth graders. Whew, I thought I was going to have to call tech support there. I was having a bit of trouble this Monday morning. 2/1/21. What a date, right? The distributive property today. So, we can use the distributive property. Sorry, it is a little bit wobbly on this new desk. I'll try not to lean so much. I gotta find a more stable stand than this box I'm using. To multiply a sum or difference by a value. The distributive property is defined by these two rules. So the rules contain variables. They're just in place of numbers, right? So we're going to see both numerical examples and algebraic examples in a minute. But the rules are A, open parenthesis, B plus C, close parenthesis, equals, you can multiply this A through. So it equals A times B plus A times C. The second rule is A, open parenthesis, B minus C. And that equals, remember you can multiply these through. That's what the distributive property says. You can multiply them by a value. So it equals A times B minus A times C. Okay? So let's look at some numerical examples. So numerical, numbers, right? So here are our numerical examples. So number 1, 6, open parenthesis, 2 plus 4. Now if we are following order of operations, we would typically add what's in the parentheses and then multiply by 6. But we can also use the distributive property to say 6 times 2 plus 6 times 4. So we have 12 plus 24 equals 36. Three, open parenthesis, 8 plus 1. Use the distributive property to simplify. So 3 times 8 plus 3 times 1. Notice I'm showing all of my work and all of my thinking. You will be required to do that today. So 3 times 8 is 24, plus 3 times 1 is 3. 24 plus 3 is 27. Here's a bit of a tricky one. 1/2, open parenthesis, 28 plus 10, close parenthesis. So we're taking 1/2 times 28 plus 1/2 times 10. This really means 1 times 28 divided by 2, right? So we're really dividing this 28 by 2, which is 14. Half of 10 is 5. 14 plus 5 is 9. All right. Should we have a subtraction example here? Of course. 7 open parenthesis 8 minus 2 close parenthesis. So this is like saying 7 times 8 minus 7 times 2. So 7 times 8 is 56 minus 7 times 2 is 14. 6 minus 4 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, you want to try a couple more numerical before we get into the algebraic expressions. You could probably do these on your own. 5, 12, open parenthesis 5 minus 3. Give that a go. And 6. 6 is the toughest. 9 plus 2 minus 8. Follow this same pattern. Alright, pause your video, give them a go. So you're saying 12 times 5 minus 12 times 3. 12 times 5 is 60 minus 12 times 3, which is 36. 24. Alright, now even though there's 3, we're still going to do it the same way. 4 times 9, bring down that sign. 4 times 2, bring down that sign. 4 times 8. Do you see what I'm saying when I say bring down that sign? We're adding the next one and subtracting that one. So here we have 36 plus 8 minus 32. So this is 44 minus 32, which gives us 12. Alright, that's how you do them with numbers. Algebraic examples. Algebraic. Remember our algebraic expressions? I was going to write expressions instead of examples. Alright, so here's number 7. Try this one. 2 open parenthesis x plus 5. And number 8. 10 open parenthesis k plus 1. We won't be able to simplify to a single number now because we can't combine unlike terms. But we're still going to say 2 times x, or just 2x, right? And then 2 times 5. So this is 2x plus 10. And that's going to be our final simplification. We can't combine our x and our constant, our variable term and our constant, right, term. So this, we have 10k plus 10 times 1, which is of course just 10. Does that seem easy? I hope it seems okay. Let's try number 9 on this page before we flip over here. 7 open parenthesis a plus b. Well, we're just going to multiply 7 by each of these, right? So 7a plus 7b. Do you see how the distributive property works? Alright, we have time for a few more examples. Let's see if we can make these a little tougher. How about number 10 could be 5 times 3m plus n. Number 11 could be 7 open parenthesis 2c minus 5d. And let's do maybe one more if we have time. 8 open parenthesis x minus 4y. Now, when we're multiplying here, we have to multiply by the coefficient. So 5 times 3 is 15. But we can't forget that it's also already being multiplied by that m. Okay? And then 5 times n is just 5n. That's not so bad, right? 7 times 2, remember we're multiplying that number outside the parentheses by the coefficient, so 7 times 2 is 14. But remember, it's also being multiplied by the c, and after we do the first term, we have to do the second term. 7 times 5 is 35, and don't forget that letter D. So even though it looked a little bit tricky, hopefully now that you've seen it, you can definitely do it, right? 8 times x is, of course, 8x, and 8 times 4 is 32, but don't forget that y. Remember, whatever this sign is here is what is going to be in between your terms when you distribute them. All right, hopefully you guys like this distributive property stuff. Have a wonderful Monday.